I'm back with another video. Hi guys. So today's video is all about how to build confidence and embrace your worth. Excuse my croaky throat. It's been annoying me for like over a week now. Maybe I should get a little water. That's definitely better. Have you ever felt like you're not enough? Have you ever felt like your importance and your self-worth is tied to how other people see you? Have you ever felt like someone's constantly told you that you're not enough, and in turn that's actually made you believe and feel like you are not enough? If you have, stay tuned because this is the video for you. Is the heart of a woman. In this video, I'm going to be sharing my journey with you, and I'm going to be helping you to embrace your own light, embrace your own confidence, and understand why you do matter and why your self-worth is important. We'll cover mindset shifts, daily practices, and lessons I've learned through personal experience on how to build confidence. If I'm going to be very honest, very black and white, I was in a relationship where I was told that I was less than, and my self-esteem was continuously pushed down, and I was continuously made to feel like I am not good enough. And that is when I said to myself, you know what? I love myself more than this, and I had to skedaddle. Do you get it? I learned that no matter what someone says about you, how you feel about yourself is the most important thing. Do you understand? Because once you know your worth, what anyone says to you is literally noise in the background. It literally doesn't mean anything. And most of the time, when someone is quick to tell you about yourself, it's projection. They're just telling you how they feel about themselves. Because when you do love yourself, when you do understand your worth, you're not out there pointing fingers at people and making people feel less than themselves. You understand that there's beauty in everyone. You understand that everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses in life. And you understand that going around and telling people you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that, doesn't do nothing for yourself, okay? It's literally projection. And at the end of the day, you realizing and knowing your worth from within, it's beautiful. How can anyone be against you when God is for you? That's number one. That's first and foremost before we dive into anything else, okay? Your worth isn't tied to what job you do. Your worth isn't tied to how much money you make. Your worth isn't tied to any outside anything. It isn't tied to another person. It isn't tied to materialistic objects. Your worth is literally tied to God, okay? First and foremost, your self-worth is how you feel on the inside about yourself. The example I'm going to give is the fact that your fingerprint is unique to you. There's I think there's something like 4.8 billion people on the planet. I could be wrong. We're going to Google. But whatever the number is, right, your fingerprint is unique to you. Do you know how special that makes you? There's just one. There's only one you. A lot of people these days, yeah, some people look alike, some people act the same, whatever. None of that matters, because you are your unique, wonderful, God-created self, okay? Like, what? Do you know how creative God has to be able to make a different pattern every time for someone's fingerprints? Every single time. That's how you know the world is by design, because that's mind-blowing in my personal opinion. God is able to give everyone's fingerprint a unique stamp that nobody else has. I just think that's just, in my opinion, that's amazing. The tip number one, okay, is you're going to define your worth on your own terms. You're not going to be looking outside of yourself to define who you are and what makes you amazing. You're not going to use your job title. You're not going to use your relationship status. Nothing external. You're not going to use what Kathy down the road said about you. You're going to look at yourself and think about the things that you personally love about yourself. The things that you see within yourself that you don't see outside, that you don't see from other people. The fact that God has created you with a unique fingerprint or unique fingerprints to anyone else in the world, and there's about 4.8 billion people in the world from what I can recall, that makes you already special, okay? You are unique. You are 1 in 48 billion. that is the best starting point. Tip number 2, how do you speak to yourself? This is something that I've really had to conquer over the years, because I found that every minute I was saying to myself, I can't be bothered, I can't be bothered, I can't be bothered. Was I ever bothered? No. They say that words are spells, right? And even thoughts can also create a reality. Thoughts do create a reality. And every minute I'm telling myself, I can't be bothered, I can't be bothered, I can't be bothered. I was living can't be bothered life. I was overweight, I was tired. Do you get it? So how you speak to yourself is very much locked in when it comes to your confidence. If you're telling yourself you're dumb, if you're telling yourself you're stupid, if you're telling yourself you're slow, be ready to keep experiencing that version of yourself, okay? When I started saying to myself, no, I can be bothered, I'm just being lazy, I can be bothered, no, I can be bothered, it really allowed me to elevate my thinking and elevate the way I spoke to myself and the way I felt about myself, because it went from, actually, I can be bothered, it's just I want to procrastinate. I'm choosing to procrastinate. And there'll be times where it'll be like, I say to myself, no, it's not that I can't be bothered. It's just that I'm tired. It's not that you can't be bothered, Tanika. It's just that you've done 101 other things today, so this is now long. It's not that you can't be bothered. It's just you don't want to do it. Sometimes we agree to doing things and think that we can't be bothered, but in reality it's not. It's just you should have said no, but you didn't have boundaries, so therefore you're now doing something you don't want to do. Ultimately, how you speak to yourself is important. If you find yourself saying, oh, I'm so stupid, no, you're not. Maybe you made a mistake. Maybe you did something by accident. Maybe you could say to yourself instead, next time I'm going to make a better decision. That was a bit silly of me, however, I'm now wiser. Or at this point in my own personal journey, when I hear myself saying, oh, that was stupid, or I'm so stupid, I say, actually, no, I'm not. I'm actually amazing. I actually talk to myself in my head. I'm like, no, actually, I'm not stupid. I'm amazing. So sometimes I tell myself to allow it. I tell myself to shut up. That sounds so aggressive, but it's facts. Like, sometimes you got to get that negative Nancy in your head and you got to tie it down, strangle it. No, I'm joking. You just got to put it, you got to stop it in its tracks. You got to tell it, you're not winning today. You're not coming in there and doing all of that. And negative Nancy starts to learn its place. Negative Nancy backs off because it knows that it can't bark. There's no bite when you bark. It's gonna stop barking. And then before you know it, you start to speak to yourself more nicely. You start to have more patience with yourself. You start to have more self-love, okay? You start to appreciate yourself more. And instead of saying to yourself, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that, you can now say more constructive things to yourself to help you better yourself. You can also like either write it down or say it to yourself. 3 things that you love about yourself. When I was a dance teacher, it was sometimes hard for people to even drag up one thing that they love about themselves. You have to get into practice of doing these things. If no one's ever constantly told you what they love about you, or if you've never told yourself what you love about yourself, for some people it's hard. You have to start to make the progress. And it could be the silliest of things as well. It could be, oh, I love my hair. I love my nails. I love my toes. I love the way that I make other people feel. I love my laugh. I love my jumper today. Like, I love my choice in fashion. Anything. Just get the ball rolling. Tip number 3, celebrate progress, not perfection. I love this one because personally, like I spoke about in my previous video, if you watched it, then you will know. If you didn't, you know what to do. There's days where I go to the gym and it's like, I'm not doing 30 minutes of cardio, I'm gonna do 15. And I still praise myself for it. And I say, well done, you listened to yourself, you did well today, pat on the back. Like, it's not always about, oh, I didn't do this to the T and I didn't da-da-da-da-da. Consistency is not built with someone giving 100% every single time. It's gonna fluctuate. We're human, energy levels differ, things in our life differ, and sometimes, on some days I give 100 and sometimes I give 75. There's days where I give 10, but I still give myself the recognition that I need and that I deserve for even giving the 10. Because you know what they say? Something is better than nothing. And it's so true, because at the end of the day, it all adds to the results. It all compartmentalizes, and at the end of the day, it equals the 100 when you get to your goal. Being confident isn't about being perfect. You can walk out into the world, have confidence, knowing that you're not perfect, Nobody is perfect, okay? No one. Not even that person that you look at and admire and think they are so wonderful. They are not perfect. Confidence is about embracing your flaws, knowing and being aware of the fact that you have flaws, but loving yourself anyway. And tip number 4, building a supportive environment. If you are around someone that is constantly talking down at you, constantly making you feel like, and constantly putting you down, we gotta put boundaries in place, honey. We gotta shift it. We gotta change it, because things are not gonna get better. Things are gonna be hard. I can understand that some people in this life, it's their families, it's the ones closest to them, it's the ones that live under their roof that do this to them, and those are usually the hardest cases to deal with. But where there's a will, there is always a way. And eventually, if you keep building up resilience and keep telling yourself the things you love about yourself and implementing these tips, you will build up a stronger barrier against people when they do come with any negativity or any ways or trying to put you down. And remember, it's projection. When someone's just constantly spewing negativity and pushing you down and never trying to uplift you, never trying to actually support you to be better, it's projection. They can't face their own demons and their own problems, so they'd rather spew at you what they think is wrong with you, instead of looking at themselves, looking at the man in the mirror. Probably in every video I'm probably gonna be talking about who you surround yourself with affects your growth, because it does. Like, we can't beat around the bush, we can't act like it doesn't. Your environment is very important. So who's building you up, who's tearing you down, who's charging you up, who's draining you? We gotta figure it out, guys. We gotta figure out what's going on. Building confidence and embracing your worth is definitely a journey, but with these tips, I promise you guys, things will get better. Your mindset will get better, your self-love will grow, and your self-esteem will grow, which is very important in this life. It's needed, because again, like I said in my previous video, a lot of it starts up here. Define your worth, speak kindly to yourself, celebrate your progress, and build a supportive environment. Share with me in the comments your one step that you're going to take to building your confidence. I'd love to hear it. Remember, your worth isn't something you earn, it's something you've always had. So let's embrace it. Summer is coming. It's January, but I don't care. For me, summer's coming, and we're gonna let our lights shine. Because in this country, you have to have the light within you, because it's always dark, it's always cold, yeah, it's always raining. So we are embracing our light, and it's gonna grow, so that by the time summer comes, boom, boom, we outside and we're ready, okay? Thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to next week's content. If there's anything you want to see as well, let me know. Like, I'm open to making videos that anyone feels like, oh, I'd love to hear Tanika's perspective on this, or whatever. So let me know, and have a lovely week. God bless you. Take care. Bye.